Hello, my lovelies. Welcome back. This is our realistic and cozy no mod series where we play as General of the Minutemen, working to rebuild the Commonwealth one settlement at a time. And today we are continuing our build here at Murkwater Construction. If this is your first time joining us for this series, the idea behind this build is that it's sort of a raider-inspired settlement, and we've been playing with what that means. And I think where we've sort of landed, where I like best, is that it is the opposite of like Libertalia, like the settlements where the Minutemen have fallen. It's a settlement that started with raiders that as the Minutemen sort of built back up the Commonwealth, they were able to get a more sustainable source of income and food and realized that they didn't have to be raiding in other settlements, and then they were able to ally with the Minutemen. So we're trying to do a really nice blend of gritty raider things, decorations, but also some more Minuteman support, civilized things. So let's dive into it. It's not raining here yet, but it is foggy. We can go over what we did last time. We did have some mutts come and try to attack us, but we do have this little porch. We're restoring this pre-war building that I think just looks so lovely. This will hopefully despawn at some point. If it doesn't, we'll use console commands and do it ourselves. But this is their little kitchen. They do, right now, I'm using a Minuteman flag for this to kind of show that they have chosen to ally themselves with the Minutemen. And then up here, we have these lovely bunk beds. I am just obsessed with the bunk beds, and even this sleeping bag and the couch, which was one of your idea. Oh, it's so good. It's that wonderful mix of kind of gritty and scrappy, but cozy and comfy. Here, we still have this spot that one of you had such a good idea for. If I can find where those crates are. Ooh, Preston is just pushing his way out. There are crates. I don't even think it's here in Raider Miscellaneous. Although maybe it is. I was thinking of these. We could pillar glitch this down into the, what is this, detritus dirt a little bit, but then this could be just storage area. Oh, there's still the mongrel stuck in the door there. Don't worry about that. We can do that. I did last time with the mongrel attack, I did cut it from the video just because it's loud and the vibes are very different, and I feel really validated for having done that, because I know some people use these videos as like build inspiration, but some people use them as just like background noise to fall asleep to. And so I'm happy to cut out the parts that are not settlement buildy, that are just, we're being attacked by dogs. And I hate it when they're dogs and they look like dogs, and it just feels like you're hurting a dog that is too far out. I said this in a comment already, but it is worth repeating. One of my least favorite parts about these games is that I can't pet the mutant hounds. They look like they want to be pet. You know, they've got that big round heads and they do the cute howl thing. I wish I could love them. Okay, that's definitely far forward enough, and it's not like we can use the parts that are grimy floor anyway. This might be it for me. Yeah, even that crate on top takes up some vertical space. Is that a little far forward? Now I think it is a little far forward. One more time, and we're gonna get this just right. I'm positive. Although maybe I should be doing it from the side so we can see where that back is, because the back is the part that's tricky for us to see from the front. There it is. Yeah, if we grab it from like this side. Although I'm worried because the pillar is so much lower than the actual thing. Let's rise it up like this. Yeah, there we go. All of these problems are solvable problems, and isn't that a wonderful thing? We can find a way to work around anything that we need to work around. It doesn't like it from this side. But again, solvable problem. Let's try grabbing front corner. And sometimes the pillar is a little finicky when we don't sync it first. We'll do that. I'm not sure what we want to focus on in this video after cleaning up this kitchen. Oh, I think it's the fact that we're not in the dirt that's going to make this tricky. Let's try one more time from the front. Nothing wrong with trying again. Because we have housing, we have a kitchen. We know we're going to want some farmland, so maybe that's worth doing. Huh. We had it greener the first few times we tried this. I know it's possible. Okay, that seems to have a bit more flexibility, so maybe that'll help. Help a little bit. Okay, I'm just going to turn it. Oh, yeah. See? This was worth trying again. Look at how good that looks. Oh my goodness. Alright, how's that? I think that's it for me. That's marvelous. If I come out of workshop mode so we can see it without the green outline, that's perfect. That's it. Thank you to who suggested that. It is such a clever way of adding storage and that little raider touch. This will despawn, I promise. Or we'll do it ourselves. That's wonderful. Oh, good, 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 good. We did have some ideas about what to do with this shed. Oh, did you hear Preston? The Commonwealth is bigger than he realized? Yeah, bud, there is a whole great world out here. Even if parts of it are still irradiated, we can always rebuild. This shed, we haven't decided what to do with yet. We have played with the idea of making it sort of like a hands-on learning. And I know we've pulled out some pieces before to see if the warehouse set would like snap on top of it. And we can do like a whole big group select, because I'm assuming this is about 2 squares wide. Yeah, that feels correct to me. Maybe that's worth just snapping together now and then trying to put up there. It would, excuse me, it would be a pretty simple shape. Just like this. And then we'll probably need to pillar it or in some way get it up. We can do that. Probably should have done this on top of a wall to start with. Let's think through what else we need as we do this. They have beds. They have a place to eat. They do need food. So we are going to need some farmland. I think that makes sense to do next. Medical stuff we could do. Doesn't want to group select. There we go. Oh, this is hard to see. Can we zoom it out real good? We need it lower. Which, I mean, we should be pillars sinking this, so I'm not sure why it's not. Let's try from the other side. We got 4 possible sides we could try and pillar glitch this in with, so. Oh, that might have been it. Is that it? How does that feel? I know it's hard to see. That feels really good. Oh, that's really lovely. Oh yeah, that's wonderful. And I was gonna say we don't need the wall anymore, but I kind of like the wall. Oh, that's really nice. Would other walls go over this? I'm really thinking of this as like a learning workshop. You get some more hands-on learning. We can do, in addition to the workbench here, let's go into crafting. We might want to put down floor first too, but I was thinking like this would be a great place to do armor manufacturing, weapons workbench, and then maybe we do one of the scrappier like storefronts in front of it, like they can sell the armor that they make, because they would have traders coming through here at this point too. I'm just going through this. You know, it'd be really funny if a lot of these poles were like metalwork practice. Oh, that one doesn't seem to have barbed wire around it. Like this one does, but that one just looks like a plain pole, which is good to know. Ooh. these tents. Where's our water? Because this would be a cool... This would be cool for wherever we end up doing our food. I'll just put it down for now so we don't forget. This I like so much because it comes out with the skulls on it, and if there was a part without the skulls, we could put a lantern on there. That we could do it with this one. Not bad. For now, we don't really have a use for those, but this, it makes me think of like they're practicing their metal work, and I think that's really fun. I know the ones with the skulls have a slightly different impression to them, but like that to me, no, there's still a skull on top of that one. Do any not have any skulls, or do they all have a skull? That one just seems like metal to me. That's cool. It adds texture. Are there warehouse, like a big garage door in the warehouse? There's this. A big old rolling metal door. Oh! Oh, hold on. That might just go there. How cool is that? I know it needs power. We can get it power. That's really, wait, that's really cool. I'm not saying we're committed to that because things change. And I did kind of like how it looked unfinished. But just for the sake of trying it out, I mean, that's pretty cool. I think I would like the door on the other side. Can we put the door on the other side? We might have to anchor it first with like these wall pieces. But then we might be able to. I don't know why this side just feels like more the front. Come on, that's beautiful. Oh my goodness. And would this like snap onto this side? I'm assuming not, because we already have walls in place. Or this side? Yeah, I don't think so. It is a little far forward. I don't need this door. It's just so cool that it fits. Let's try taking it back off. Because we could just do a wall instead. That's okay. Oh, even like, you know what? It might just be something like this. Can I put this as like the corner? I don't think so. I do think that overlaps just a touch too much. Oh, that'll group select too many things at once. I'm just wondering if group selecting them together might make it any easier to place as a corner. I don't think so, because either it's colliding or it's not. So let's put this. I'm going to do that. You go as the corner entrance of this, because I think it adds a nice amount of structure. This lets pillar glitch into that spot, just so we can cover the hole a little better and make this feel a little more built in. How close am I height wise? Yeah, I need to zoom out a little bit just so we can see better. Let's try doing the conduit thing. Gives us a little more reach in situations like this. We'll grab the conduit with the post and just press them all together. And then we'll sink the post just a little bit so we can get that extra flexibility. And now, did that help? It might not have. think it did. If I can zoom out and just make sure. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's lovely. That's wonderful. Look at that. It's subtle. It's subtle and just marvelous. That's good. I really like this. Do we have a warehouse floor that makes this read in a way that's helpful? Because we do just kind of open up onto the swamp here, but maybe having some pieces that extend this could be interesting at least. Might not, and that's totally okay. Keep group selecting before I'm ready to actually group select. I don't remember if we can pillar glitch floors. We're gonna store the tent for now. But I think it's worth a try. Just because we are out here in the dirt, and I would love it if these were like more seamless. To just sort of blend out. Like maybe even imply that the dirt... Ooh, maybe it won't. Maybe it won't fit. Just imply that like the dirt is kind of covering part of it. Let's try with just one square. I wonder what that would look like. There we go. Because this part is like lower. Just to even out, you know what I mean? So maybe this entryway part that's above the dirt is like the dirt is just on top of it. How does that feel? I'm looking for another floor, either to try and snap into it or a half piece of this. Yeah. I kind of like that. I think we need a half wall to round it out here. But maybe a wall is too prescriptive. Maybe a shack railing would work better. Oh, it'll snap in some ways. That's really interesting. But not in the ways that I was hoping for. Well, I guess that's sort of what I was hoping for. Let's try doing it ourselves with 1 and 2. Does that feel better? Oh, I think that feels nice. This is just, now I'm just playing. But could this extend in an interesting way over the swamp? Is that interesting? That's interesting to me. I think that's neat, because then you have this back entrance. Oh, this is neat. I did not plan for this. This is just a wonderful thing that we are discovering together. That is very cool. Do we need one here? Maybe. I think that looks really good. Oh, that's a great back entrance to this. Okay, we're a little stuck getting in. No, we're good. We're good. I like the idea that one of the raiders has really taken to metalworking and that this has become like his shop. Oh, maybe this isn't even training. Maybe this is just one guy. And he does these sculptures. And maybe we have some of them kind of in the water too. Because he's been scavenging. Oh, I love this. Because he's been scavenging the metal parts from like pre-war, what's the word? Vehicles. Vehicles like this lifter thing. Oh no, I wanted a pike. I wanted a pike so we get some vertical height on this too. Which one? We could do that. It's not a deal breaker that it has bones. Like, I'm thinking like Michelangelo. It's somebody who's picked a name to be something new. Like, oh my god, this is dumb. This is dumb and an insanely niche reference, but you know how like Frank Gehry is an architect? Maybe you didn't. There's an architect named Frank Gehry. What if this guy is Frank Scary? Like, is that too dumb? Is that too niche? I think this guy is Frank Scary. I think this is Frank Scary's metalworking. I know it's getting dark. I think fire barrel would be a wonderful way to bring some light to this space. Maybe even campfire, but probably fire barrel. Maybe over here to sort of light up this side. And then it might be worth pillar glitching an oil lamp onto this, like I said, but like here. Oh, I think I'm gonna love that. I think we have to do that. Let's bring this back. This is Frank's place. I think we can just pillar this up. So let's use the tall one. And see if that's enough height to put it on this. I think we're too close. So let's try the conduit trick. Yeah. Ooh, is it starting to rain again? I feel like I just saw a raindrop. But maybe that was just the dark. Okay, I have no idea how close that is. That is really hard to tell. Can this kind of sink to meet it, or this doesn't sink at all? I see the part that I'm trying to make it meet. Why is this red? Okay, that's where I would love for the lamp to go. Right there. I think that's too far. Oh, that was actually closer than I thought. But I think we gotta get it like just right. That grabs the whole thing. I know it's getting dark. We will sleep to sunlight after we place this. The lamp part needs to be a little taller, I think. That looks close to me, but I'm notoriously bad at gauging space. No, that looks really good. Let's group select this whole thing now. And then this is Frank's latest metal sculpture. Skull and light. Lantern and skulls on pike. He's not the greatest at naming things. That's really magnificent. We will come back to that when we have more daylight, because I know it is dark now. So let's go sleep inside the bunkhouse. We can sleep on this couch. Sleeping bag. Take a break until it's light enough out. I love that I did not expect to be building a metalworking shop, but it's... Sometimes you just have an idea and you just get to follow it, and it's wonderful. I do think that there would still be benefit in doing like a shop here. I know it could be armor or weapons. Trader makes them overall happier though. Does that matter? Do I care? Let's just see how they look, I guess. Because we could cover up the sign and we could just make it say Frank's. Okay, those are how general stores work. I like the way armor looks. I think the shield looks more like just metalworky. I like the way weapons looks too. Not food and drink or clinic or clothing. I think armor. But I do want to try and cover up. We're going to try a few things to make this look smooth and built in here for Frank. First of all, I would love to have like a little floor for it to be flat on, but also still have it comfortable to stand. So let's color sync the floor the same way we did inside the little building, where the back half of it is going to be out, but then the front half of it is going to be just like that, just to make it a little easier to put a store. Yeah, real subtle. And then this just goes right up there. Not too much higher, like you could still come shop at it comfortably. He can still stand at it comfortably. I think that's really nice. I think that's really nice. Oh, and it's nice and cozy and rainy here. Let's go to decorations. No, I scrolled too far. What I want is a weapon rack, but the small version like this, that we can make it our own thing. We are going to need to pillar this. How are we gonna pillar that? Maybe we don't need to pillar it. Didn't it look for a sec like it would just go? Yeah. I'm just gonna try with a smaller one for a sec to see if that works better. I think this is the one we want. Oh. Wait, do I want it kind of in front like that, or do I want it intersecting a little more? We keep getting slashes. There we go. There we go. That's it. That's it. Is that enough height that we could do neon on top of that? I don't think I would power this up. Let's just put down an F. If I can get it to align. Oh, that's behind. That's not as useful for us. We could do it like that. I think I would like the little letters more, the marquee letters. I didn't mean the marquee letters, actually. Now that I see them, I was thinking of the other thing. What was I thinking of? I think it's in decorations. Is it in miscellaneous? Where are the little letters? Where do the little letters live? I don't think so. Wall decorations. There we go. Lettering. I don't know how I forgot that. But I think maybe this is where we do Frank's. Oh, they probably wouldn't be able to spell, would they? If they're like a recently settled raider gang. Maybe Frank can spell his own name. How would Frank spell metalwork? Frank's, we don't have an apostrophe, do we? Frank's Metal. Metal? Metal. We don't have an apostrophe, right? Yeah, no. Maybe we just switch up the... Maybe it's Frank's Metal instead of Frank's Metal. Like metal. Frank's Metal. Because doesn't metal mean something else? Like, I need a dictionary in front of me, but I feel like having metal means something? I don't know. I have iced coffee today. It's an iced coffee day. It's been hot coffee so long. I don't want these other words because I think the spelling. I think Frank could do caps or trade. So let's add that to the sign. Oh, I spelled that wrong. Not in an on-purpose way. I don't need a B. I need an A. Caps or trade. I think they would still be a pretty barter-heavy group, just because I would imagine that's how the gangs had run. Not caps, but like if you find something cool, you can trade it with somebody else. There we go. There we go. Is there anything else small that like fits there? I'm thinking something on the sign. That's just like some guy. But Frank is just some guy. Are any of these like tiny enough? I kind of really like this space on the right I want to use somehow. It could be one of these heads. It could be one of the heads, so let's bookmark that. It could be a candle bottle if we could like stick it up there. You know what I mean? Like it does kind of feel like it's sitting on that ledge. What does this look like? It doesn't give off light, but I guess that one's not lit. I think I want a candle bottle up there. Ooh, skull with flame. Hold on, that's cute too. Let's try and get a skull candle up there. We're exploring. We don't know what's gonna work. Do like conduit junction. And let's get a nice tall pillar. Am I close enough to group select? I guess I am. Why am I red already? I know we're too far away to really like see it, but it feels like it's close. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? That is so lovely. It's creepy. It's weird. It's a skull. That's Frank's. That's Frank's. That's Preston's settling up at it. That's gorgeous. That is so lovely. I don't know if Frank needs a bed in here. I think that he would still sleep in the bunkhouse. So maybe he's got space though. He's got space, and we could do a lofted bed with just the pieces that we've had for the bunk beds we already did. We could do another sleeping bag couch. Let's do a sleeping bag couch for him. But smaller than the couch that's in the actual bunkhouse. I was hoping this would work, but one, this is too wet of a settlement to be putting a couch outside. 2, it is a little too small. I think this is the smallest couch that could be used for this, and that is already the one that we've used up in the bunkhouse. We don't need to put a bed for him here. What could we put here? We want him to be able to do metalworking, and we explicitly gave him a, what was this? Armor emporium. So I think an armor workbench would be pretty important here. This one does look a little lower key than... Oh, these are both weapons workbenches. We could do a power armor station here. That would be cool for him. Power armor station. I know this is a cooking station, but it does kind of feel like some sort of crafting is going on. Let's do armor workbench here. And let's do some cabinetry. This one, would this go here? Because we put the wall there, we might as well take advantage of the fact that we put a usable wall behind it. Yeah, it's wonderful. I can't believe how cool this is coming together. We could put the cabinet here and shift over the power armor. We could put the cabinet like nestled here, which I think I like better. Yeah, I don't think that impacts our ability to walk in and out of the space. That's so cool. I think a chair, at least one chair. I don't think Frank would have a broken chair. I think he would be able to repair a metal chair like that. Maybe we do the creepy legged stool. I hate how many legs this stool has. Truly, it's got too many legs. Maybe Frank would like it. Although I'm realizing it has more of a cloth top than I thought it did. You know what? I don't hate the patio chair. It looks kind of comfier. That's so cool. That's so cool. I'm obsessed with Frank's metal. I'm just playing with the idea if we need any more like greenery over here, but we do have this natural brush we can't get rid of, so maybe that's enough. This is really great. There's a back door entrance, there's a front door entrance. Do we want to think about water? We haven't thought about water yet. And we do have all this stuff that maybe Frank's would be where that happens. Like maybe it's his... This needs electricity. So I like the idea of putting it behind Frank's, because then he would also maintain it as sort of that technical knowledge. Oh, this produces 10. We can absolutely just use this one. And then maybe this piece gets moved over here. And then can this come closer? If that's the case, I think so. I know it's still kind of dark out here. It would be nice to keep the generator out of the mud, but that does mean that the wires are going to have to cross. Is that the worst thing in the world, though? Let's see. I'm looking for a connector thing. Those aren't actually conduits, are they? I don't want like a junction. I just want the connector. There we go. That's why I was confused. Will this go on the side here? This is where I want it. I guess it could be here too. It's okay. Because if that connects to that, and this can connect to here. Yeah. Yeah, that's really cool. Although I think I want this on the outside. I know we could be doing a Wi-Fi glitch here. I honestly like how the wires look. I think Frank would be spending a lot of time in his little workshop, so I want to make sure he's not getting generator smoke in the face. There we go. And that adds another use case for this wall as like kind of a separation. This is so lovely. Look at that. I mean, that's gorgeous. I'm obsessed with the little skull. I think that's the loveliest thing we've done. Hi, Preston. Okay, we do have to figure out food. I'm so happy with Frank's that I don't want to like start something new and have to end on a middling note, but wow. It just feels so good. Okay, we do have a little bit of time left. We should think about the next thing. Maybe let's figure out where we want to put food, because it could be here. It could be in this body of water behind Frank's. Yeah, maybe we just explore for a second. Let's pull out the shack bridge. Because we could... These snap together? Yes, they do. We can make a whole bridge through this water. I don't know that that's what we want to do, but we can. So Frank is pulling apart metal there. Frank's in charge of the water purifying. We do need some kind of food growth. We could do bridges through this water. That's neat. The shape of the water is just so odd. We could just have them walk around it. Like, technically they can walk outside the settlement bounds if they need to, so there's not really a reason to act like they're confined to it. Is that a little wave in the water? That's very cool. We have played with the idea in the comments of, can we pillar glitch water into growing in the swamp? Like razor grain. Oh, that's on top. Why can that be there? These can go farther out in the water than I thought. We wouldn't even need to pillar glitch. That's just, this counts. That's cool. So that's great to know. Let's pull out the raider tents again. Is this a blood trough? Just want to see how much coverage we get out of the tent, because I feel like it's good for the plants to have some shade. These are smaller tents, or are these the same tents that we've always dealt with? I thought we had different tents. What if we come over to decorations? All the way in miscellaneous. Do we have anything like that in miscellaneous? I thought we had some raider decorations back here, but maybe this is just not that. We have Nuke World stuff, which I know is like similar. Sometimes there's overlap. What about furniture miscellaneous? I guess the tents always were just in Raider. Alright. Okay. So option one, the plants all go in this weird boggy area. We set up some defenses on the other side. And this is just where the food source is, behind Frank's. It's a good use of the space. We could put down like a shack. Let me just put that down so you can see what I'm talking about. As we're kind of exploring. We don't have to commit to any of this. Oh, I wanted that to snap. Can that snap? It'll snap like that. I'd love it to be out of the bush. Like that. There we go. I want the wood grain to line up though. There we go. Okay. So we could do some foundation like that and make it like a farmer's hut out here, kind of like fisherman's. I want to say porch. Porch isn't the right word. Like deck. So that's an option. That could be a really cool option. That allows us to fill out the back of the settlement because, again, it's a small footprint of a settlement. The only other thing we could do is there's a little bit of water here. So that could be cool too. But I feel like this is more the entrance. Yeah, I feel like I thought there was more water on this side, but we don't have enough water here. You know. And then we're just back to this back patch. So yeah, it's got to be this back patch, which is good. It's not a bad option at all. I do like the idea of making a shack bridge just kind of over this marshy bit for our farmer slash bog master over here, just to get between. I know there's a lot of plants in our way, but that's okay. I don't know how I feel about that now, actually. This can come down a little. Yeah, I just want to make it feel like a little protected. We'll have to look at it again in the sun. I think another fire barrel would be good here too. Where were the fire barrels? Decorations. All the way back to the left in decorations miscellaneous. Could they use a grill? Or a cauldron or some headstones maybe? We could do meat bags. I don't know if there's any sort of lore that meat bags would fertilize the water crops, but maybe. I love these potted plants so much, and I had never considered it until one of you suggested pillar sinking them, that they could just look like they're planted in the ground. And that's so clever. Okay, fire barrel to make walking this path safer. I love that. Oop, I'm outside the workshop. And I don't know where we'll be able to put crop. Let's find out. Does look like we'll be able to use a lot of this space, which is kind of crazy. Let's do one. They need to be somewhat close to shore, I think. Well, maybe they don't want to be under the tent. Oh, no, they feel okay under the tent. Okay. We just gotta explore where we can actually place stuff. The mute fruit plant are our best bet because they offer a full food unit. So that's 2 units of food right there. Razor grain. We might want the tent just closer to the shore. Maybe everything's just closer to the shore. I guess that can stay there. Let's try and do one more mute fruit in this water. Can we squeeze in one more on this side? I like the idea of them all being in the water. Just because that's what we're doing. Let's try and see how far we can get with not. So we've got 1, 2, 3 units of food, 3.5. Four. This shouldn't work. This is crazy. 4.5. Just looking for plantable spots. 5. And I like the razor green best because that really does feel like a rice paddy. 5.5. Just one more thing would push us up to 6, which is what we're aiming for in this settlement because this is a smaller settlement. Can I put the gourd anywhere? Corn, some water corn. Maybe not. This would be coming out of the water a little bit. That's not the end of the world. We scooch that over. I know it's saying can only be placed in the dirt, but obviously some of this water is dirt. Let's try scooching this just a little. Maybe this part isn't dirt. I don't know why. Maybe. Let's do this. I know we are now at 6, but just because this can go in here, it feels neat. Yeah, that's cool. Maybe that lets us take out the potato. And let's leave the tent where it is. I just really like how marshy the razor grain in the water makes it look. And the fact that we're not having the pillar glitch or anything, it's just so cool. So 0.5, 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5. Can I replace this with another one here? Yeah, I think I just like the razor grain the best for this. 4, and then 5. 6. Let's take out one of these trees just to make this a little more razor grain heavy. I don't know why I'm going so heavy with the razor grain. I just love it. It blends into these natural grasses. It's really neat. Okay. Maybe we leave this for now and then come back to this. Will this still snap? Yeah. Come back to this next week with the intention of picking it up as we're working on this shack. And just so we kind of remember, let's do a doorway on there. Because I think this walking path is intentional and neat in a very cool way. I think that's a good stopping point for us today. Man, it got dark out. There's Preston coming up somehow. He's do you see him down in the mute tree? Anyway, thank you so much for joining me, the General of the Minutemen, as we work together to make the Commonwealth safer, one settlement at a time. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you liked about it in the comments. If you didn't like this video, give me a thumbs down and let me know in the comments what I could have done better. Reading your comments is my favorite part of every week. You guys are the best. I hope you have a lovely day, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
I got word of a settlement that needs our help. I'll mark the location on your map.